right, guys. Good evening. It's about 15 to 5 on your first day of civics. I just got through kind of grading the last one that I saw from a student. Of course, not going to mention any names, students, stuff like that, since it's posted to YouTube. So, I mean, you're entitled to your privacy. I mean, I'm creating the channel so people can obviously view this from a public standpoint. But one thing that I just wanted to mention to you guys, and just kind of one of the things I'm going to utilize this YouTube channel for, is to do stuff like this, where I'm giving you kind of global feedback, meaning for the whole class, as far as how they answered the question, just things that I saw, basic stuff like that. Just a couple of things. And then also, just so you know, what I'm also going to do is also kind of tell you and prep you for tomorrow, as far as what you're going to see posted to Google Classroom, the drop boxes for any assignments, etc. So that's kind of what these kind of videos are going to be for. So just so you guys know that when these get posted kind of at the end of the day, it's just, hey, this is what I saw from you. These are the areas where I was really pleased. These are maybe some areas of improvement that we can kind of work towards throughout the summer course. With that being said, a total of you, just so you kind of know, the number, about half of you turned in the assignment today. So it's about 50%. Answered that online discussion question of what does it mean to live in a democratic society, just to kind of get our the juices flowing a little bit as far as that goes. So when it comes to that, again, like I said, about half of you did answer that question. Obviously, that needs to go up, right? I mean, we should have, and I totally get that, some of you guys might be working, you got other commitments, and I totally understand that. But hey, this is also something that you committed to as well. So with that being said, you do have that responsibility to try to keep up with it. Because just so you guys know, even though I'm not going to take off any points for things being late due to the circumstances that we find ourselves. One thing I want to make clear, guys, is that your participation is key, right? I mean, for you to do well in this summer course, communication and participation, and kind of keeping up, with us, because it moves fast, right? I mean, this unit only lasts another 4 days, and then we're going to go ahead and move into the next unit, based upon that accelerated timeline of a summer online course. So just make sure you're staying on top of things. Those of you guys who have done that, thank you. I appreciate it. And those of you who still need to get me what's due for the day, I certainly appreciate you do that as soon as possible. Obviously, if you do it later tonight, that's cool. I'm totally fine with that. Do it late at night. If you're a late person, totally fine. And that's fine. And I'll wake up tomorrow morning because I get up early, and I will look at it and grade it then. So also, I do believe, let me make sure. It looks like actually just one person just checked Google Classroom. It looks like only one person has yet to sign up, so that's outstanding. So of the 25 of you that enrolled in the summer class, only one person has not signed up for Google Classroom, so that's great. Glad to see that. Let's go ahead and get into the feedback real fast. Okay, so one of the good things that I saw from this is, a lot of you guys were able to use, I thought a pretty higher level of vocabulary in answering it. Some of you were super analytical, which was nice to see. I mean, you used, things like representative government. You were talking about sovereignty and things like that. So it was really nice to see those responses. For the most part, most of you guys did pretty well with that. I was pretty pleased with what was given to me. For those of you that I did initially give that feedback to, because what I'm trying to do is, as soon as you turn that in, hopefully up until about this time, most days, is kind of when I'll start, hitting the brakes and not be checking anymore. It's 5 o'clock almost. So, I'm going to be spending time with my family. So, when it comes to that, guys, like I said, Make sure that when you're answering some of these questions, you're also being detailed in your response. Don't forget, you have a whole host of things going on in the world right now that is all great fodder for these kind of questions. You can use modern day examples to answer this stuff. In fact, I encourage you to do that, because that helps you make sense of the moment you're living in, right? And it makes you help you make sense. I'm not going to use try to stay away from the unprecedented times phraseology. I think I've heard that about 1,001 times in the last week of the unprecedented times we're in. That goes without saying, I think, at this point. So I don't think anybody needs to say it anymore. Again, still got 12 of you that need to get that into me. Well, I guess 13, because one of you have not signed up for Google Classroom yet. And also be thinking of and be reading my feedback, because I responded back to every single person that turned it in so far as of a couple of minutes ago. So make sure that you guys check that feedback out, because if you didn't get full credit and you take my feedback and you make corrections to those things, you can recoup all of the points for the day, or for the assignment, I should say. So you'll be able to recoup all those points if you take my feedback and actually make those corrections. So you got plenty of opportunities to do well in this class. Okay. So that's all I have to say about the online discussion questions, just kind of the end of the day feedback. For tomorrow, what you guys will see posted to Google Classroom is there's going to be a total of 3 attachments for you. You're going to have a Google slideshow that outlines the main themes of the unit, concepts, vocab terms, gives you examples of federalism, past, present, future, all that good stuff. There are some videos in there that you watch. Because I wanted to try and stay away from text-heavy stuff, try to give you something that's more interactive. So you'll have a couple of Khan Academy videos in there that you'll need to watch. You'll also receive, I've watched the videos, I took notes on them for you, so I'll post my notes for you. So that's not something you have to take notes on. All I'm asking you to do is just watch the video. I took notes for you, so you don't have to worry about that. There are 2 assignments that you do have to do in the slideshow, which is why this Google slideshow and what you have to accomplish in it is going to be a 2-day thing. Okay, so you will have 2 days to get this stuff into me, and get that feedback right back to you as well. So the first assignment, you will see 2 drop boxes. Okay, 2 drop boxes in Google Classroom for this. Okay, one is going to be a 1-question quiz. There will be a 1-question quiz about like 7, 8, 9, 10 slides into that slideshow, and I'll ask that you answer that on like a separate sheet of paper. Heck, you can even record yourself doing an Audacity file, because you have those loaded to your school laptops. Or you can record a video and upload that into Google Classroom. So any of those things work for me as far as responding to that 1-question quiz. So then and again, I'll just tell you, it's a 1-question quiz. So what that means for me is I'm going to be looking for you to provide me with detail, right? I'm going to be looking, and I'm going to be continuously kind of pushing you guys to think deeper about some of these things. So that way it's not just, receiving a passive kind of an education. I want you guys to engage with this material. And like I told you in the post earlier, you get out of this what you put into it. So if you put in if you want to put some effort into it and learn something, you will, and that's the great thing about this kind of online format, is you can kind of pace yourself a little bit with that, right? But again, don't fall too far behind. So you'll have that 1-question quiz. That will be the first drop box. Second drop box will be the daily assignment. Okay. And what that daily assignment will be is that'll be like another question, essentially, where you will generate a response for me. Okay. And again, you can do that in several different formats, like I just mentioned to you. And again, those things will be due. So like I said, you'll have 2 days. So the hard and fast due date would be like 11:59 on Thursday. Okay. Then on Thursday, you'll have another extension activity posted. I'll get into that later. And then Friday, I will introduce the assessment, post another video with the explanation of the assessment along with my example. Okay. Also, don't forget, I did post for you guys, and this was something that Mr. Campbell was able to put together for us. So thank him for that. Thank you. But current event discussions, some of those will be graded, some not. This one happened to be an ungraded one. I did not want to, hit you with 2 assignments in the first day. But that's respond to that at your leisure. Have one student already reply to that, and I did reply. So if you're watching this, student, again, not going to mention names, but if you're watching this, please check out my response and reply if you want. If not, totally fine by me. Either way, I just like reading that stuff and engaging in conversations about what's going on in the world today. Because hey, that's probably a big reason why I became a social studies teacher, is because I enjoy this stuff. So that's kind of what the day will look like tomorrow. Again, tomorrow what is posted, that essentially will take you a couple of days, and then expect another extension-like activity. Don't forget, if you have any questions, concerns, post something in the comments in Google Classroom. You have my cell phone number if you looked at the syllabus, so you can text me if you have any questions. And make sure we're participating and engaging with the material, guys. Hope everybody's doing well, and have a great night. See you.